appreciate it. And joining me now at the big desk as the festivities get underway is Beth Chappell, president of Detroit Econ Club. Thanks so much for joining me, Beth. I appreciate it.
What a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
I know it's getting a little loud in here, but go ahead and tell me this year, what is your feeling and your focus going into this conference? What do you think that we're going to be able to take out of it?
Well, I think so. Last year at this time, we heard a whole bunch of new things from our governor and how we were working together to cooperate as a state, east to west, and now this is more of a statewide, conference than just Southeast Michigan. And I think this year is when, we have an opportunity to take stock on what's really happened. Mm-hmm. Have we moved the needle in some of the areas that have been so important to this?
Have we?
I think we have. I mean, obviously, we've got a whole, long way to go in many ways, but I start with, a year ago, the governor outlined his tax plan, and we went from being, 48 or 49 out of 50 states in terms of being competitive with our tax structure, to now, depending on, the exact metric, we're middle of the pack or sometimes in the top quartile. Mm-hmm. I mean, so to me, that's definitely moved the needle in a very substantive way.
We've seen a lot of businesses that have decided to come down into Detroit, and obviously Dan Gilbert's ventures and trying to come one, come all, and buying a lot of buildings. Do you believe that we're going to see more businesses coming in? Have we reached kind of a point where more people are going to invest into Detroit?
I absolutely do think so. Dan Gilbert and his team have been so instrumental in being a catalyst for that, but let us not forget Peter Carmanis years before him, who really was one of the first. But I think also the great work that's being done in Midtown, Henry Ford Health System, the DMC, Strategic Staffing Solutions, Blue Cross Blue Shield. I mean, so it takes more than just a Dan Gilbert or Blue Cross Blue Shield. It takes a group. And we are starting to see that now. I think another great metric is you can't buy a loft in Detroit.
That Midtown
think about that, right? So, I think there are many, many tangible ways that things, to point to that things are definitely getting better. Now, do we have a long way to go? Of course, in a lot of areas we do. Mm-hmm. But boy, it's sure nice to see some great things happening. Whole Foods just opening a store.
Yep, and there's been a lot of success stories, and it's funny that you should mention Dan Gilbert, and I'm sure our next guest will perk up when I say the name's Dan Gilbert.
Well, there we are.
And you never know.
You never know who's sitting next to you.
It's Jim Ketai, of course, from Beth
Chappell.
Yes.
Beth Chappell with the Economic Club.
How are you?
Good to see you.
So, Jim, why don't you go ahead and tell? You have been part of this team that's been acquiring and doing all of the land deals downtown. And how many buildings and then how many parking lots in the last year or so? It's 7 properties.
So I think we're up to 9 buildings right now,
9
and 3
buildings.
parking decks, and maybe 1 parking lot. So we've been quite busy in the last year and a half, just acquiring up everything we can get our hands on. No, not really. It's just opportunities have been available for us, so it's been great.
Well, I'm sure you are a smart investor, so you would not invest in something you didn't believe in, right?
It's more than investing. It's really about helping the city out, and if it ends up that we do good while we're doing well, that's great. It's really about, there's nothing wrong with making money in the end, but we're really there to help the city and bring it back.
Are you done acquiring? Is the Quicken?
I wouldn't say that we're done acquiring. We are out there looking for more opportunities, and who knows what's out there, but I would not say that we're done acquiring.
Is this a push that maybe other businesses have needed when they see someone like the Quicken family of companies that have invested so much into the city? Is that maybe kind of the enticement that some other businesses need to come on downtown?
Absolutely. The reason why we're doing this is to get other people to do the same. We encourage other people to come down to the city. We encourage them to invest like we are. And frankly, it's way better if you get other investors to do the same thing that we're doing. It's not good to be the only one buying up all the buildings. You really need lots of people to be doing this and investing their dollars in the city. We brought lots of people down to the city. We have more coming, but we need other people to do the same thing.
Okay, so who are the 3 people that you want to talk to at this conference, Jim? Come on. Yeah, come on. There's someone that you want to bump into.
I always like to run into Mayor Bing because I think it's very important that we work together. I definitely want to talk to the governor. And I probably would like to run into some of my tenants. so I can say, see how they're doing and see if there's anything we can do to help them to make their business better.
A lot of good success stories. Jim Ketai from Bedrock Real Estate, we really appreciate it. And thanks to everybody at Quicken today. We appreciate that. And Beth, enjoy the rest of the conference.
Absolutely. Thank you, Christy, so much.
There'll be a lot of conversation coming out of this, I'm sure.
Yeah, good
stuff. All right, thank you. Enjoy the rest of the evening. I'll let you go so you can talk to a couple of those people that you wanted to talk to. Let's head back out to the porch now. And Stephen.